Hello and welcome to BISP Solutions. So we are going to continue in the sessions about the accounts receivables accounts receivable configurations. So in this sessions we are going to see how to configure the accounts receivable configuration. Okay, as you already know about the accounts payable configurations, so I will believe that you know how to configure the accounts payable configuration. So we will now going to configure the account receivable. Okay, so our first configurations in the accounts receivable will be to set up the receivables system options configuration. So the first configuration in this AR configurations, we are going to do this configuration. Okay, so basically this configuration is like a common options that we have that we do in accounts payable. When we create the accounts payable, so the first step we will do there is to create the common options. Okay, so it is like this here as well for the account receivable so it will be like the account receivable civil systems options and configuration. So let's go and navigate this configure. Okay, so in our instance we go to the project, to a project that we are doing. Okay, so we will go to a project. So in a project we will go and search the receivable system options. Okay, system options. Okay, so in this receivable systems options, let's go and search. Okay, let's go and search receivable system options. Okay, let's see. Maybe the site is now acting behaving like this. Okay, so we'll search again receivables. Okay, so from here the receivables or systems options we will go here. Okay, we'll search down receivable system options. Here we will go to the receivable system options, and under that there we will go to the manage receivable options. Okay, here, so we select this. Let's go and search again here receivables system option. Okay, so here it will give you. So from here we will go to the manage receivable system options. So under this manage system receivable option, we will scroll it down and we will go to the task options. Okay, from here, if we have already configured the receivables in the application in our project, we can search it from here. We can search it down. Okay, now suppose we haven't created, so let's go and search it. Let's go and create this. Okay, we create this. We give the business unit. Okay, what is the business unit? Is that SPL? Okay, it's not searching. While it's not searching, let's go search it down. Business unit. Okay, give it to the advanced that contains SPL. Okay, so why we are unable to search the SPL? Because we are doing this thing from the rapid implementation. Okay, if you go and create this create this system options from the scratch, that is from the zero, you will go and select this. For me here, I have just uploaded the uploaded all the business unit and primary ledger through the rapid implementation, so it is automatically created the system options. Okay, so let's go and create it. Okay, okay, let's select anyone and cancel it, so we can go out from this options. Okay, cancel it. Now here, if you search the business unit, that is SPL, so it's not searching. Well, I don't know why it is not searching. And again, here you can search it down the business unit. So now you will see, when you click on the business unit, you will see that all the applications at all the mandatory fields are already recorded. Why this has been recorded? Because of this because of the rapid implementation sheet. Okay, so if we will do from this from the scratch, from the zero value, we will going and record this all the mandatory field. So the split account will take it as 0 now, for that it is has been given here, or days and days will also be taken at 0. Okay, so if you see this, you can see all the common options as we have done in the accounts payable configuration. If you can see, all the tax account is provided automatically, and if you see the cross currency, all the mandatory fields, the distribution set has been recorded. Why? Because of the rapid implementation done by me. Okay, so yeah, if you want to record anything, you can record it here. You will see application rule set. Okay, so I was saying that we have to carry down this split account to 0 and 030. Okay, so now if you will see, this distribution is related to the this your accounts receivable, and you have because as we have already as we have created by manually by us and by the rapid implementation. Okay, so now here you can see the tax account, all these accounts have been so this is the options of billing and revenue. All the billing we are going to do to the customers, and all the revenue we are generating by this, all the accounts where it will be end up we will do from here. Okay, and one more thing here, you will see that we haven't done is item validation organization. We haven't created the item validation organization, that I will show you in the next session, that we have created the item validation organization. This item validation organization will not be recorded automatically by through the rapid implementation. Okay, so we have to assign this. Right now we don't have any validation organization, so we will see how to add this. Okay, in the next session I will tell you this. Okay, I will explain you. Okay, so now here you can see the billing and revenue, and now you can configure the card processing, that is the receipts accounts. Here you can see the realized gains in accounts. Okay, here you can see the realized losses and accounts, and all the cross currency. If you want to edit anything, you can edit just like we have done in the organizations. Okay, just we have done the AP organization. So I have created this sheet. Okay, so I have just implement rapid I have just uploaded this sheet. So if you can go to the natural accounts, and you will see, and if you can relate to this, here we will go first and edit the billing revenue. Here you can see the tax account is assigned to 21530. Okay, first we will see what first we will see. Okay, from here. Okay, again, suppose we have taken this. Okay, Now suppose we will go and see this cross currency rounding off, and we search by this account, by this value. Okay, here we search by this. What is the value? 600044. Okay, here you can see if you can see if this head is cross currency rounding account and it will give you the expense only, then the system will not take up this, and the system will take any another account, like suppose 6061 it will take up, or any other account. Just like if you go and see the other account, like suppose we'll search it down. Let me search it, revenue. Okay, if you will see, when the assets it will take, when this account will be taken up by there. Okay, let me see, and any account has been taken up or not. Let me see. Let me go to the card processing. Okay, and the card processing, so it will not taking up any account. Here you can see. Okay, so I want it means that if there is something assigned to that in the front of the account number, suppose there is an asset and intercompany receivable, if there is nothing here in suffix of the assets, then it will not be taken up here. Okay, so there has to be some name given to that particular functions to assign this. Okay, so that's why this have to be taken up. Okay, so now let's go and we correct. Let's close this. Okay, and we'll go and correct, and we'll correct our system. Okay, so realize gains and realize accounts is same, so let's make it correct. Okay, now you will can see that I have corrected, and it will go to the loss account. Okay, so now what else? Billing and revenue, will see there is two separate accounts here. Okay, so it's all given up here. So this is how you will configure your system processing. So we will click save and save and close. Okay, click done. So if you want to create from the scratch, you can go and continue from the scratch as well. So now next so now next topic is define transaction types. Okay, so we have to define the transaction type. So what is transaction type? If you have remember when we create the invoice for the supplier. Okay, when we create the invoice to the supplier, we create debit memo, credit memo, prepayment, any invoice type we create, and any invoice we create in the supplier we created. Okay, so it will give directly. So in this the accounts payable functions, we can create the invoice directly. That is, we don't have to define any transaction in that particular invoices. So we can create the debit memo, the credit memo, or the prepayment. But in the accounts receivable, we have to create any transaction, we have to create the transaction type. So we have to create the transaction type. So in the functions of the accounts receivable, we will not be allowed to create the invoices to the customer directly. We have to first define the transaction types. That is, if we want to create the debit memo, we have to define the debit memo transactions. If we want to create the credit memo, we have to define the credit memo transactions. If we want to create any normal invoice, we have to define the invoice. Okay, so how does this transactions types will be created in the application that we are going to see. Okay, so again here in the task options, we will first we will search the transaction type. Okay, So here we will go to the manage transaction types, and here in the manage transaction type, we will create the site. So suppose, so if we are going to create a 3 or 4 transaction type. Okay, so the first transaction type, we have to assign the transaction type. Here we can search it. What are the transaction type we will provide it? We will set this common set. Okay, search it down common first. Okay, why it is not giving the transactions? Let's go and see again. We'll create it. Okay, so search, we will search down first. If we have created a data type, first we will select SPL. Okay, so if you can create it, so the reference data set code, that we have created in the accounts payable configuration will be selected here. So if we haven't used the different set data set name, then we can assign the common set. So we have already created the SPL RDS, that is a reference dataset. We will go continue with this name. Okay, we click on OK. Legal entity is not mandatory, so we are not going to see, we are not going to create. So first we will create the transaction type is invoice. Here you can see the transaction class. Okay, the transaction class, if you will see, here is the 5. When you if you remember, when we are creating the invoice, there is a invoice type. Okay, there is also given a 5: refund, prepayment, a debit memo, credit memo, and a standard. Okay, so now we will create the invoice only. So transaction subclass is not mandatory. Status will be given as open. Suppose I have given this transaction type status is pending. So why I have given the pending? When the transactions will be done to this transaction type, then I will click on the open. Suppose some incomplete configuration system has been occurred here. Okay, some incomplete configuration system has been occurred here, and we want to open up. Before open up, we have not given up, so that's why we have to create this, and we'll give the open. Okay, so from today we are getting, here is the creation site. If you see, when we created the invoice in the accounts payable configuration, we have to provide the signs. If we are issuing the debit memo, we have given the minus, or if you are using the credit memo, we have given the positive sign. So from here we can create it. So now the invoice can be of any type, whether the negative sign, whether the positive sign. So we will select any sign here. Okay, the generate bill means that if you want to generate bill, the print, if you want to give the print, so you have to select this print. Okay, the credit memo type, we will not going to forward this, because this is not the mandatory function. Okay, so now we will see open receivable means when we open the receivable ledger. So when you want to see the invoices, that is open up or not, this is. Here is the post to GL. When we create the invoice, we have to post to the ledger after validating. Here you can allow your transaction type to be post to the GL. So we'll select this GL. Okay, so now here a natural application only and allow over application only. If I click on this, okay, you will see that allow over application means that it will allow you over apply debits or credits transaction with this transaction types and the balance type. It means when we issue the application, we've created the transaction type, so the debit or credits will overlap. Suppose we have created the minus 3000, so it will calculate to minus 3000 to debit and minus 3000 to credit, or it will deduct deducted, or it will make add-on, so it will become to the $6,000. So generally we will not select this, we will just select the natural application only. Okay, after this we have to assign the business unit to this transaction type. As we have unless and until we will not assign the business unit, the transaction type will not be understood by the application. Okay, so we click add and we search a business unit, that is the SPL. Okay, and we click on search SPL. You can see all the predefined by the rapid implementation distribution will be come up here. Okay, okay, we have to give the equals here. Okay, it will not searching, let's again go and search it. Okay, we click on the SPL. Okay, now we have to click on again yes, and we will assign the business unit. Okay, let's go cancel it, and let's go and add again it. Okay, the site is sometimes do this type of weird things. Okay, give to this. Okay, we will assign this transaction type. We have to write okay full. Let's relog in it again. Okay, okay, we have logged in it again. So let's go to our project. Again we will search here transaction type. We'll click manage transaction type, and it is already assigned to the transaction type. We will search it down. Okay, we go and search the transaction, that is SPL, that is a reference data set. We will type SPL invoice, transaction type will be invoice. Sorry, here we will give open up, it will be any sign. We will generate bill and we create it again. Search a business unit. So there might be any error in the site, why it is not taken up here. Let's do again. Okay, okay, there might be any error, so we'll see tomorrow this why this error is been coming up here. Let's try without. And so thank you for joining this session. We will see, and we'll see what happening, and we'll continue and create the transaction time in the next session. And thank you for joining us. Okay.